the prank that Justin Bieber pulled on you? When did you know it was a prank? When did you know he was kidding? Because you were so cute on the phone.
From the very beginning, because Leroy is known for doing this, and Justin, he has. There were a couple things. Justin has my number, so I thought to myself, why is Leroy handing me the phone? It's just I knew right away. I mean, he almost had me for a little bit because he's pretty convincing when he was like when he said that he didn't think it was funny, and I was like, oh no. And I knocked myself out of it.
Is Justin always a prankster like that?
In the very few times that in this case he was. But I kind of knew because of the company that he was with.
I think the question is retaliation, Puth. Charlie, what are we going back with? You got to be clever. You got to slide it. It's got to be something when he's not expecting it.
Oh, I don't have time for that. I gotta finish this album. Maybe
we're gonna talk about all that.
Maybe then we'll after I finish the record, then I'll figure out a prank or something. Maybe I'll egg his house.
That goes way back. Love everything you've got going on. Let's start with your Super Bowl commercial. Why are you the perfect representative for Flaming Hot Cheetos? What you tell me?
You are looking at the perfect representative for hot Flammin' Cheetos. I think I kind of fit the role because they wanted to do something musical, and I'm very happy that they reached out to me, and it was a super big pleasure working with Megan. She's such a superstar and very inspiring artist to be around. When they described the character that I would be playing, it'd be this beatboxing fox, this fox with musical attributes. I kind of just thought to myself, great, I don't have to, put on a voice or anything like that. I'll just be myself. And when they brought it up that Push It was going to be the record that it was going to be the song that all the animals would be getting down to, as they say, as a result of eating these snacks that in my real life songwriting process, I'll eat some Cool Ranch Doritos to kind of get my songwriter brain going. It was a match made in heaven. It required no acting. They described it as an acting role, and I was just able to be myself. So they're a wonderful brand to work with, and it's just, I love doing musical things like this.
Would you ever collab musically with Megan Thee Stallion?
Oh, how fun would that be? Yeah, if she want to. I always pictured and kind of thought about what her voice would sound like on more R&B kind of things, mixed in with her usual style.
Super Bowl halftime show. Charlie, if you're going to pick one of the 5 to collab with, you can only pick one. I mean, Snoop, Dr. Dre, MJ Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, just one. Who would it be?
I know some inside information of who's another guest that's coming out.
What?
But
give me initials.
I'm not allowed to say, but I really, I love Dre. I love Dr. Dre musically. A lot of my production tactics are because of Dr. Dre, the loud snare drums that you hear in Light Switch. That's I feel like something Dre would do. And another thing I love that Dre does is the off hi-hats. Dre would normally you go, but Dre would go, which is a very West Coast thing to do, but something that's inspired me in my music a lot as well. I did it a lot in the Push It beatbox thing too. When I did you'll hear it in the commercial, but when the hi-hats in between, it all kind of, you're getting musical Charlie here. That's what you're zooming with.
I really do. Charlie, there's my recording guy. Good. Sorry, went off there. Light Switch.
Yeah.
Incredible. The video, I was getting a little Olivia Newton-John, Let's Get Physical. Please tell me that was your inspiration. Or am I too old? Did I just
No. It was definitely aesthetically. I kind of wanted people to look at the video and not identify it with any year in particular. I wanted it to be kind of enveloped in ambiguity. But it was definitely, and the Call on Me music video, there were a lot of gentle nudges to a lot of classic music videos of the time. I just wanted the music video to be more like a movie that people had to follow along and figure out all the Easter eggs, and they watch it 5 times and they figure out why I did certain things at certain points of the video.
Tell me about including TikTok on this journey and letting your fans kind of come around as you created Light Switch. What did that do for you?
I was very thankful in discovering TikTok at the very beginning of lockdown because I am so used to getting off stage after having performed for thousands of people and going to my little studio bus or my laptop and making a beat and just being so inspired from having been around so many people. I was alone, especially when I made this album. I had to kind of go into the depths of my brain and just relive memories and be re-inspired. And I turned to TikTok for virtual inspiration. Making a song live on TikTok for me is like performing for my fans. And I'm not like looking for feedback from them or songwriting tips, or maybe sometimes, but it's more just about, I just made this 5 minutes ago. What do you think of it? And getting real-time reactions.
Do you think you'll do more of that in the future?
I can't see myself putting out a record or putting out any piece of music any other way right now than this. It's very cool. It's a new way of doing things.
It really is. I love on TikTok, you did the challenge of what celebrity you look like. Were you surprised to get Tom Holland? I don't know who I would have thought you would have gotten, but how is it Spider-Man?
Well, you know, and I know Tom too, so you'd think that I'd know his face, but I kind of made that talk in a rush and thought it was Shawn Mendes for the first 2 days. And then I looked at it and everyone was like, oh, you kind of don't look like Tom Holland at all. I'm like, that's Shawn Mendes. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's Tom.
Do people say, how's it dating Zendaya? Do you just go with it? Or did you laugh about it with Tom?
I describe it's very, very hard being Spider-Man. It's hard being the biggest actor in the world. I am such a good actor. That's why Frito-Lay wanted me part of this.
The Fox.
Yeah.
Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe you did you know him before? Tell me about making music with him, your friendship. I mean, for me, when I saw that, I was just so happy for you. I think, what a legend.
Thank you. We found out an interesting little tidbit that we are next door neighbors, like 2 houses away. So
I thought he was in Atlanta.
He's Elton John. He has many homes.
Exactly. Am I kidding? Have you got on the yacht yet? You got to go yachting with him.
I haven't been yachting yet.
As a verb.
Yachting. But I found out when we were going to get together to record the first song that we recorded actually set his album off. He wasn't planning on recording an album, and now he's out on tour performing his many hits along with some on this newest album. So it was a pleasure being part of the inception of that album. I never thought I would, inspire Elton John to make an album. It's very cool. But he's also brutally honest with me. He told me that my music that I put out in the past was not truly authentically me, which I agreed with. He was the first person to tell me that. And it kind of inspired me to, I'm going to be blunt, just scrap the last album I was working on and make a better album, which I'm calling Charlie. And I think this is my best work yet. So he's contributed a lot to that.
Wow, you inspired him with this and he inspired you, although I liked your past music. So explain to me more of what he was talking about, because isn't it all about the journey leading up to where you are now?
It's when he wasn't talking about, he's talking about when I worked with too many people. He said the best music I make is when I make it myself with my close circle of people.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time where I was I think in 2019, I was just doing the most and going around 15 writers on a song. That's not how my music is supposed to be made.
So go more internal, go to more who you are.
Yeah, which is what I was doing in the beginning. So I'm just back to doing that. And Light Switch doing as well as it's doing right now. It's been my biggest debut.
Yeah.
Of my career, with over in a week, we get 20 million streams on just one DSP alone. So very exciting. DSP is a streaming service for everybody that doesn't know that. I
didn't know, but I just nodded like I did. Before they wrap me, the new album, the title Charlie, is that kind of because of what Elton John said? Do you write that this is you, this is who you are now and all authentically you?
You said it perfectly. I'm calling it Charlie because Elton told me to be myself. And as cliche as that sounds, there was a time period where I wasn't. I was trying to be the cool guy, and I just realized that I was cool all along.
All right. Well, can't wait to see everything you got going. Great chatting.
Thank you. So good to talk to you again.
You too. Bye, sweets.